Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. And today we got a video that quite a few people have asked me because obviously I play dual blades, but I run a bit of a different sort of set of skills. And then I always get asked my attribute points and what gear I wear and stuff like that. So I thought I'd do a little video going through why I do what I do with dual blades. That I will say, caveat, it's not always better. It's just I find it fun, and it's kind of the way I do most things. But yeah, so let's get into it. Let's start with having a look at my talents, skills, whatever we're gonna call it. Let's call it skills. Let's go have a look at the skills. Okay, so we got it up here. Now, looks slightly different, just in one way, to a lot of players. Ordinarily, your very, very traditional dual blade would be this. Would be, you've got Mark for Death, your ultimate, Butterfly, Chemical Vapors, that obviously gets you up from stuns, and then Bow Shuriken. Bow Shuriken is a must-have. It gets you into stealth. You'd be cucking yourself without it. So that has to stay. But I run this. I run Great Thunderbolt instead of an ult. I run no ult. That obviously complexes a lot of people, and sometimes complexes myself. But it feels really good. Feels really fluid. And obviously you get a little bit of damage from this. But the main thing you're after when it comes to killing heroes is that you get the 20% extra damage on what you hit. I mean, you get 30% on units, but 20% on heroes. So that combined with Butterfly is incredible damage. Butterfly already is a really, really strong and underrated skill. So like, you know, this is 5 hits in a really, really short period of time with a slow and a bleed. The slow and bleed are a bit null and void, but the damage it puts out is insane, especially if you do it from behind, and then you have an extra 20% damage on top of that. You very rarely feel like, I very rarely feel like I need the ult to kill someone, because you'd put so much damage out. If you've caught a stream in the past, you'll see when I do my little sequence of events that I'll go into in a minute, the person's normally dead by then anyway. Even if they're heavy armor, they're very close to dead at least. And it feels like the best way to sort of be good at everything, as well as being able to kind of stay alive. Because I know a lot of people will do this. They'll go Mark for Death, and then they'll have no Chemical Vapors. They won't have the Get Up. They'll go like this. They'll put Thunderbolt, and they'll go in probably Bow Shuriken into a kick, and then into a Chemical Vapors, and then into a Mark for Death, or something like that. That's good, but you know, you got 45-second cooldown here, and if we just ran sort of what I normally run, you know, the longest cooldown you have is 18 seconds. That's really nice. Of course, if you go for the 4-set epic armor that I sometimes do, where I just need to get some more leadership on it to make it completely worth it to wear it all the time, you get all of your abilities back every time. That is very strong, and you get to maintain keeping vapors to get up. That is great. But the other great use for this is because I've got Great Thunderbolt. If I'm on top of a wall or something, and the enemy are kind of down the side, and they have archers, I can just lob this off the wall and pick up like, you know, 10, 20 kills just for being up there. I can actually do something in that situation. Alternatively, as well, I can be in a kind of frontline battle and do some sort of like, I don't know, like decapitate Faciladars or even Spartan Vengeance, where they're going forward, lob in a grenade, and everything's taking 30% more damage that it gets hit by it. So you basically guarantee yourself those targets dying. It's really good for a jab throw. So you use your sort of direct aim jab, and just before you do it, you throw a grenade into a big group, hits a lot of them, and then your direct aim goes into that group. You can wipe out so many. So it's got that kind of utility to it. So this is what I'm going to name sort of a utility build, or a jack of all trades, probably master of none, but it does kill heroes very, very easily. So yes, so I can show you what it looks like off the wall, just throwing the grenade off now. Yep, this is it. And then moving on to the next one, that is the next kind of spec that I sometimes play, very rarely now, because we're coming to the end of the season. I don't think chariots are going to be a huge thing. But this is quite an interesting bit of theory crafting I did, and yeah, it works pretty well. I'll put a little clip up in a minute of how it works. But essentially what it is you take Dance of Death. Now, Dance of Death is basically useless. Basically useless. Apart from two things that it does that is useful. So the build would look like this. You would have Great Thunderbolt, Shuriken, Butterfly, and Dance of Death. Now, Dance of Death is only going to be used for two things for you. Killing it for slowing a chariot by 90%, basically bringing it to a standstill for 7 seconds. When there is no chariot about, Dance of Death becomes your chemical vapors, because it's the only other ability that gets you off of the ground. You know, removes daze and knockdown effects. So you don't actually use it for damage. As soon as you get knocked down, you use it to get back off the floor. You might get one slash in that slows them by 90%, and then you roll away. And that literally becomes your get off the ground unless a chariot's involved. So I'll show you now what it does to a chariot. That you might have seen the short. It's going to be a short little clip, so it will be a bit compressed. But you have a look at that.
Hold position.
Chariot. This is it, gentlemen.
Flatten them.
He can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere.
Destroy them.
So yeah, that's that. This is what I call the DB chariot killing build, because it just has some potential in doing that, but it probably won't be used for much longer. But I thought I'd just mention it because someone asked me on one of my shorts where I'm killing a chariot what I was doing, and that is what I was using to slow the chariot and then eventually kill it or kill it with people. But obviously you slow it and you want to have a unit ready to bang it. So that's that. Now let's get into my armor and attributes and my weapon stats and that sort of thing. Let's take a look at that now. Okay, so at the moment I'm wearing my rogue armor. Nothing major. This is my rogue armor, but this is my leadership armor essentially. 23 leadership, 22 leadership, 22 leadership, 24 leadership. I'm wearing this at the moment just because we're coming into the end of the season. I still need to get some more leadership on my 4 set. My 4 set's looking good, but only 2 bits have leadership currently. That means I've got like 739 leadership, I think it is. Where this I have 790 or 791. That's really quite nice. makes a big difference in units you can bring out. But obviously, once I get that sorted, then I'll be exclusively wearing my 4 set. But yeah. And then moving on to my weapons, we got the Ever Patient. And this one's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with it, but I am going to attempt to get it higher because I hear we're going to get to be able to lock 2 things soon. So I have a little plan towards that I can go into now, actually. If there is going to be a thing where we can lock 2 stats, I will initially lock my slashing pen and my slashing damage. My slashing damage is actually only 53 off of the highest slashing damage you can get on this weapon, so that's pretty okay for me. And then you can obviously get 600 slashing pens, so we're a little bit off of that. But I'm going to lock those 2 to start off with, to then try and get like 16 strength on this weapon. If I can get 16 strength, and then once I have that, my next one will be locking the 16 strength, and hopefully some agility on there too, but that can come later. 16 strength and the slashing damage, and then try and get my slashing pen up to like 600, and then make an absolute BIS weapon, as much as I can do anyway. But as it currently stands, it's a really good DB. It's not god tier, but it's really good. And then moving on, if we go into my attributes, as you can see, all of my points are in strength. This gives us around 1600 slashing damage. That's obviously that's really nice. As a DB, getting up to about 1600 means your damage does actually show as a lot higher. And then slashing pen is 2200. Again, I'd like that to be up probably another 100 if I can, but I'm not displeased. This allows me to put out a lot of damage. If I'm going for it, I might as well go for BIS. And we could probably get that up another 100. So that would be really nice. And then obviously if we can get 16 strength on this weapon as well, that will bring our slashing damage up even more. So if I can get to 1700 slashing, will take a long time for me to do. We'll be sitting at almost BIS. That'll be really nice. So that's that. We got some decent health. Everything's obviously not high defense because we are light armor. So yeah, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this clears everything up for everyone who's asked about my attributes, my weapons, my armor, and why I don't run ultimate. Essentially, it just feels good to me. It's fun to play, and it's very fluid. Flows really nicely. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.